ready to go.
Oh man, I think I'm gonna try to send out a reminder email real quick. I got stuck on the phone with work stuff again.
All right, so we
Work.
are live.
Oh,
We are
Yes,
live.
yes,
Nobody
yes,
likes to go to
yes.
work. That's what we're here for. Get rid of work. We're getting rid of work. Louis done with work. He said he ain't going back.
I'm done. I
Going
decided
back.
I'm not. Ain't no more, no more, no more.
Nice.
All right, we're coming to you live tonight. It's Thursday Night Live. Tonight we're going to be talking about setting realistic expectations. You know, a lot of times you'll get an email from somebody like you did from us probably today, you know, make $10,000 by the end of the week, right? You hear these people saying, you know, I made $10,000 or $20,000 my first month in the business. And you don't ever really get to hear the behind the scenes story, you know. So many people are like, man, this musician was so lucky. She just hit the scenes and look, she's rich and famous. Yeah, but she's been doing it for 10 or 15 years already. You don't see all of that before she hits the scenes. You know, you don't know people until you know them. But what that means is they've done all the footwork to get there. You know, even like Graziazzi, what's his name? Um,
Dean,
Dean.
is
What's
it?
Yeah,
No.
Dean. I hadn't seen him. You know, he could have just popped on the scene and be like, "Look, I'm making $1 million a year or $1 million a month," and it's the first time I've seen him is this year. You know, but he's been doing this for years and years and years. So, you know, if he'd have come on and said, "Yeah, just do this, buy my $2,000 course, and you'll start making what I'm making a month," you know, that's just unrealistic. So we want to cover some things. One of the very first things I want to say is the money comes from the sales, right? So let's set that in for a minute, because if you're doing something, anytime you're doing something that says join now for free, make $500 an hour for free, no sales, no phone calls, no nothing. If you're joining for free, there's a good chance that whoever's going to be joining you is going to be joining for free. And if everybody joins for free, nobody makes any money. So so let's just set that up for our first expectation. If you want to get involved in business, real business, then you may have to spend a little bit of money, right? Now the good thing is there are really cheap ways to go about it. There's some really cheap ways to get going. You could also use other people's money. Our book of the month this month is, I actually haven't looked at it in a while, so I guess I can't even say what it is right now. But it's Robert Kiyosaki, and it's one of his newer books, and it's talking about how you use other people's money, right? So if you want to increase your time frame, then you got to get funded with somebody else's money. So anyways, we're going to talk a lot about stuff like that. We're going to talk about setting your expectations, setting some goals, being a little more realistic. How long does it take? How long should you stick with something before you decide, hey, this isn't for me? You know, last week we talked a lot about the squirrel syndrome, the shiny object syndrome, and how long should you stick around. But this week we want to do it at a little bit of a different angle of how long really do you need to stick around before you say, okay, this one's probably not for me. I need to try something different. You know, let me move my screen down here so that I'm not looking up quite so much. Although when I look down, look at that. I need to lose some weight.
Me too. Me too.
All right. So that's my introduction, I guess. We were all in the military, so you know we talk about that pretty much every week. How we're military vets, and we've all just kind of connected because of that. You know, we all have something a little bit in common. Not only that we work from home and you know make money on the internet, but also our well, it wasn't really my career choice, but we all had stints in the military. Robin's made it her career choice and is still there for some reason. She likes it, I
Stuck.
guess.
Stuck. Ooh, I don't like this green on my tea. Look like spinach. I don't like it at all. It's my first time getting green.
Hey, let's just be real here and let's say what we're feeling,
Right? Just throw it out there.
At least somebody else not telling me that.
Keeping it real, keeping it real. All right. So if anybody else wants to introduce himself, say a little spiel, feel free to grab the mic.
Robin, you have to go second. You have to go this time.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm just trying to make sure my microphone is good. Hopefully it's clear. Anyway, yeah, it looks like it's good. So Robin Williams, and I've said it on a call before, and it sounds crazy, but it took me 10 years to make my first sale. And I'm not trying to tell anybody that that's how long it's going to have to take you. Like, it really shouldn't, not in 2021 with everything that we have here, not just with our company, but just online, period. It should not take anybody 10 years to make money unless you like literally are not paying attention to anything out there. But I mean, you can literally make money off of free apps, refer a friend to use this app and you make $5. So it's definitely a different ballpark today. But I think when it comes to people's vision or what they want to achieve and things like that, a lot of times people jump into a business expecting to immediately see it. And the crazy thing is, Jim brought up, I think one of the top reasons why people actually think that they should make money quickly. And that was basically because they see people for the first time who's been doing this for a while. And then they try to think that they're going to jump in and get those same results. The crazy thing is that's not like the only reason why people are really thinking that they're going to get results. There's so many things in the industry that's going on. Anywhere from misleading people on the internet to just, you not having a great person to follow. So I know for me, I felt like it was definitely a lack of discipline on myself. Not really. I don't want to say that I just wasn't a disciplined person, basically, period. And I didn't realize that at the time that, it's because of my lack of discipline. But I do also think it was a matter of not having anyone to follow that I could like truly say, I want to do what this person is doing on the internet. I want to do every step and follow them and get the same results they're getting. I didn't really have that. I had those stagnant web pages that people join, these sales pages, and then nobody contacted you, or they sent the ebook and stuff like that, right? Obviously didn't have the education, and that can kind of fall in the line of like having people to follow, but I really didn't have the education of things like attraction marketing, and people probably was just talking about it back then when I was getting started, but attraction marketing or how to do email marketing and all that other stuff. So for me, I think it was a whole bunch. And had I quit, like I said before, had I quit back then, first year, second year, third year, fourth year, I would not have seen any results that I'm seeing today, right? So as well as everybody's path, journey, whatever is different. So it took me 10 years to make my first sale. I have a mentor that it took 18 years to make money online. I had another mentor that I think it took, what Paul said, 2 or 3 years for him to start seeing results. So ultimately, you'll probably find out that there's no real number, but just know that everybody has their journey. And as long as you keep learning, being disciplined, following the path, you'll be able to, see some results. And then, your path can really change from there. But for me, that's kind of how my path has been. And it's still a journey. Like for me, I'm still studying, growing, learning. It never stops for me. But I think this was supposed to be just my introduction. So before I get all into it, I'll let Louis go. And maybe he could tell us a little bit of how long it took him to make money online and stuff like that. I don't know.
All right. Well, I guess I'm up then. With affiliate marketing, it took me probably almost 20 years. I created a product back in 2003 and, some financial products. and paid somebody to create a website for me and all this. But every time I needed a change, I had to go back to them. I had to wait. I had to start learning it. But when I started learning it myself, that's when I became aware of that you can make money online, not just with my own product, but through products affiliate marketing. It was still young. It was doing well then, but it was much younger in the affiliate marketing market back there. At that time, didn't really do anything with it, didn't really make any more money with it until last year when, I've been following, I've been in the HBA Academy, I've been listening, been trying to pick up on steps, I'd get so far. And then Nick created a program that we've all became friends from called the 30-Minute Workday. And it was really about putting all the pieces together and really resonated with a 30-minute workday, really. And he put a nice book together and explained it step by step. So last year, actually in March, is when I made my first commission online from affiliate marketing like this. And I know, right? And then within, the 90 days, I was in the top 10. Now, you had to have consistency, and Nick was there in this communities here to encourage you. Oh my word, every step of the way. You don't get that in business. You don't get encouragement, like that in business. But when you're in a home-based business and in a space where you're with like-minded people that are just trying to provide value, whatever there is, like my value is to help people get out of debt. I see what we're doing. It was a way of not only getting somebody out of debt, but that they can have income from their efforts and the residual income. I don't know how far we get into that type of stuff tonight, but it definitely goes hand in hand from all the years I did financial work and know that people are either working in jobs that they don't want to be in and wish they could do something else. And this is affiliate marketing and marketing online, the way we are, is probably truly, other than writing a book or creating a fancy product and going on the Shark Tank, that you can do while you're working. I did a little video the other day, and I know I'm going to have a long introduction too, but I did a little video the other day on one of these. I don't know if you know what one of these are, but this is a stress ball or a stress toy. And I found it's so worn out in the middle. I had a coating on it. It's all worn off. I don't even know if it's going to break. But if you're having to use one of these every day at work to get through the stress that you're dealing with, you're in the wrong job. You're not really living. And that's where I found myself. Last week, I'm all done with work for now. And I'm going to be full-time into doing my online marketing business. And I will see where that goes. So, you just have to start, like Robin said, it's not going to take no 10 years. When I started in March, he showed us the system. He showed us what you had to do and gave you videos step by step to be able to do it. And there's a community of people to ask questions. Just went and did it. And within 2 weeks, I made my first online sale. Then my son was doing it. And he made money on it. I think he almost made as much as I did, if not more, last year from online sales, just following some simple principles. And now I'm using the principles for my own product again and our own services. But that's just how versatile what the lessons that we can teach you to get to that coveted $10,000 a month working from home goal that we all talk about, or you see in all the ads. So tonight we're going to cover quite a bit of stuff, and I'll just turn it back over to Jim and our leader here of sorts, and see where we're going to go.
Wait, can I see that squeezy ball again? When your squeezy ball start looking stressed, then we know. Did it have arms and legs when you started, or was it just round?
Oh no, it had
okay.
It had a face on it and words on it.
Did you at least name him squeezing on him so bad like that?
I'm telling you, this poor thing is
torture.
the person that made this.
The squeezy ball need the squeezy ball.
The person that made this has to be rich because of all the people that are working jobs that they're stressed out in. You know, Jim, I can't even remember the name of the movie that I just watched on Amazon earlier. They got stuck. You know, it's a kind of a play on a couple other shows where somebody's stuck in the same day, and ultimately they went around and they found all the unique things to enjoy in that day, like an eagle getting a fish out of the water, and just little things of joy that they never see because they're busy all the time. And if you're stressed like this, you're just a zombie. You're just walking through life, getting up, doing the same thing, going to work. Where's the joy every day? Now, there are people that get up in the morning. I know leaders and stuff in business that get up and they totally enjoy what they're doing. And they're not the ones watching this video right now. They're not the ones because, that might be the life that they want. But you're here and we appreciate you and we support you. And that's who we're talking to tonight, is hopefully to encourage you along your journey and provide some value to you. And, let us know in the comments on the page that you've been invited on, or touch base with one of us. But if you have one of these, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. So that's my spiel, Robin.
The way he slammed him down when he was done.
He got tired of that guy. That show was called The Endless Question. So you can check that out on Amazon Prime and see what that's all about. Also, Louis mentioned something, and I don't know why I guess it was just the eagle that he brought up. So I'll share my screen real quick. There is a very popular thing that Christy likes to watch down here. This is in our neighborhood. And this is an eagle nest I say it's in our neighborhood. It's about an hour away, but these are two little eagles, and she sits and watches this and gets some relief that way. Little birds. She watched them the whole time until they hatched, and then Mama comes in and feeds them, and it's been really neat, and it's local. So we can actually drive to the nest and look at the eagles there. So it's pretty cool. Anyways, that was brought up. Let's do a little bit of, I never like the way that people say this, getting this party started. How do the people usually say this? We'll do some stuff before we get going. House cleaning. I never really care for that term, but anyways, you're probably on a page that looks something like this. You can see there's all three of us on the screen, and then there's a button down here that you can get more information on. And this is going to lead you to our premium traffic and training academy. And this is basically how you could get started with our company. Now, our company pays 80% commissions. So that's pretty important to know right up front, because what holds a lot of people back is, well, I don't have a product, right? I don't have a product to start selling. So one of the big things about our company is we have a product, and you can make just as much, if not more, than you could if it was your own product. 80% commissions on a $25 product, we get paid out $20, and on a $125 product, we get paid out $100 every month that your customer keeps that product. We have another higher end product and some lower end products as well, but those are kind of our key products that we talk about quite a bit here, and where we get our training at. And then, what we've learned through all of this. And like Louis said, we've done some other stuff. And as far as branching out into our own things, using the products and the trainings that are in there. I did want to show one other thing just to set some other examples and some other expectations real quick. We got a new funnel. I don't know if you guys have even seen this funnel yet. I know Louis kind of started to go through it today. Free video training, simple formula. You can earn $3,000 per month promoting a high demand tool, traffic, lead generation, and live coaching mastermind, all in one simple membership. So this is a really cool page because it's a lot like the page that you're on right now. Once you get involved in the company, this page is pre-made, just like the one you're on right now. It's pre-made. All you have to do is put your ID down here in the bottom, and then we sell for you every week. So this new funnel that we're using, and a funnel is basically, it's a type of website that directs people a little more than a regular website. It only has one direction. As you see, there's nothing to do on here except for watch this video, right? So you either watch this video or you leave. So you can't get lost in here. You do exactly what we hope you do, is watch the video, right? So, but anyway, I wanted to show you that to set this up, you literally come in here and you put in your code down here in a box, and that will set up for you. And then you can have this, and there's a couple more steps to it, and then you can set up your other things inside of here. So this gives you a product and a done for you system. And I'm talking done for you. You literally only have to put in your keyword, 2 keywords, and you're all set up. So when this is one of those things in expectations that if you want a big boost and you don't want to have to create everything, you don't want to have to create a whole business, then this is the kind of way to go about it, is to get a boost, to get started into something where you don't have to do the sales videos. You don't have to do the page creation. You don't have to do the product creation. There is no shipping. So none of that stuff do you have to do. So that will cut down a lot of the learning curve. You know, a big part of business, and I don't know if people understand that businesses fail. A lot of businesses fail. A business, it's like 50% of businesses don't make it past year 1, right? So, and only, it's a small percentage. I don't actually have the numbers, but it's a small percentage of businesses that make it past year 5, you know? So, because there's so many hats. If you start your own business, there's a lot of hats you have to wear. You have to be the marketer. You have to be the worker. You have to be the guy answering the phone, you know, but some of this stuff that we're doing eliminates a whole bunch of those steps. So, so your expectations can be a little different is what I'm saying with some of this stuff online. Another big thing out there, and I know we hit on this a little bit, was what other people are telling you, right? If somebody tells you, you know, if you're watching somebody on YouTube and he's got 20,000 subscribers and he's telling you, you know, he made $150,000 this year and you could do it too, just start now. Well, that's true. You could, but you got to have a whole different expectation than, I mean, you don't have 20,000 subscribers, right? So you got to get there first. How long does that take? Depends on how good you are at video, right? How good you are at marketing. So if you were to start a job, or before you even start a job, you go to school and learn the skills that it takes to start that job. And for some reason, business online, people feel like they should just have that skill. I don't know how that happens, but they come into this thing and it says, you know, make $3,000 per month. And now granted, I just showed you, you don't need a lot of skill, but you still need to know how to market. You still need to know how to write a little bit. You still need to know how to put an email into a system. You know, you need to know what a link is. I mean, there's a lot of little things that lead to success or failure, right? And if you're not doing those little things, you know, we talked last week about if you're clearing your desk off every day as part of your money-making efforts, you don't make a lot of money for cleaning your desk off, right? But you have a.
That's what I tried to tell him at work.
Well,
I'm just putting that out there.
You know, at work, yeah, of course. But you know, and that's Jim Rohn said
some of them are cleaning their desk out.
Right. Jim Rohn said, you know, why don't you work hard enough to get paid more? You know, become more valuable and get paid more. And he says, well, I already make more than I'm worth. You know, so that's usually the situation. Is most people make way more than they're worth at their job, but they get paid for the hours. So it's confusing when they go to their home business and they work 10 hours and they only make $4 because they don't have the skills that it takes. You know, like Robin said, 10 years before she made a sale, right? Calculate those hours up. How much is that an hour? That's $0 an hour for 10 years. Most people would have given up, but now I see Robin on the leaderboard every week. Robin's on the leaderboard. I actually told Louis again the other day, we need to figure out what Robin's doing.
I think mindset is a huge part, honestly.
Yeah.
But it's not much. I'm following the steps, and I think that's like literally a shortcut. So a lot of people watching probably want to find a shortcut to making money. And I'm not going to try to put a figure out there, but whatever your figure is, you want that shortcut. You don't want to have to struggle to find it. And so, like, while we were talking and stuff, I just wrote down some things that literally can play a part in how long it takes you to, make money. Is again, your education. I think I mentioned it. The action you take, like, what are you doing in your business every day? What is your discipline? Like your discipline and your consistency is going to play a huge part. A lot of this crap isn't hard. Like, this is what I love about organic marketing and stuff. It is so freaking simple. Like, for me to be able to, start making a good percentage of my money, I don't know how much percentage of my actual check I made in the 30 days, but it's like the work that I did as far as hours wasn't nowhere near the work I had to freaking spend at work, the last month. Like, the hours are like different by far. The vehicle that you're using, that's going to play a part. Some people come in and they do make sales and they bust their behind, but because you're in a crappy, try not to cuss anymore today, but because you're in a crappy, now I don't want to say a company with a crappy compensation plan, or maybe they have a decent compensation plan for the product that they have, but it's just not enough for your livelihood, then you're not going to make enough to reach those, the bigger income goals, right? So the vehicle that you're in, the marketing strategy that you use, I could take 3 different marketing strategies that I love, and all 3 of them will be different time frames that it'll take to reach that income, right? So you have to look at what marketing strategy, do you want free versus paid, and if you choose free, which one is going to be the quickest, right? And sometimes you can't even say, oh, this is going to be quicker than this, right? You really can't say that. So that's a big thing. Again, mindset and belief, like it goes back to when people say your mindset is huge, when people always eat healthy, but they never lose weight and things like that. They kind of sometimes either go back to either a health issue or a mindset issue, right? It's going to be one of those 2 things that, that person is dealing with. And then focusing on your vision or where you want to go. That kind of leads back to not jumping around doing things, not changing your goals and things like that. Because when you do have a goal and you try to focus on 10 different things, or you have 10 different goals, then your mind is not going to be able to narrow down and focus on that one thing. And if you give somebody directions to, you blindfold them, put them in the car, give them directions to get somewhere, and you keep telling them left, right, all these wrong moves, is never going to get to where, the destination is. So your mind is the same way. So you can't be like, oh, I want to make $500 a month. And then next month you want to make 10,000. And then next month, just give me 1,000, So you got to have that focus because that's going to play a huge part in attracting the things that, you need to do. And so I'm not trying to sell nobody on this call right now because it's up to you. But I think a huge thing is actually having step-by-step instructions on what you need to do. Like, to me, I think that helps my belief system. Like, when Nick came in, I tell you, my belief system was garbage when it came to email marketing. I probably wasn't ever really going to do it again, like, ever. I had that dream of being an email marketer when I was younger. that got like torn up, crushed, balled up, thrown in the trash. Then when I started to learn how to make a little bit of money, put, you know, an email, put somebody on my email list and all that other stuff. When I learned that, I'm like, okay, maybe I could do this. But then I was like a crappy email marketer at the time. And I don't mean like I just couldn't write emails, because I know I had to work on that, but like I literally will write for a couple of days, disappear for a month, right? You know, if you're doing stuff like that, I hate when people say email marketing doesn't work and they tell me their schedule is something like that. It's not email marketing, it's your marketing. Your marketing isn't working. And literally, I think what really changed my belief is like, you know, knowing the quality, integrity behind first Paul and Mike, right? I know they're not just going to let any old body up in our business, right? And then, you know, because I knew that they were associated with Nick, I was like, okay, I might could trust this dude, you know, I might could trust him. And he has done nothing but shown like integrity and just being honest, humble, just teaching and stuff like that. And then that kind of was like, okay, email marketing can work. Like this can work for me. It's not like impossible, right? So that changed my belief system greatly. And honestly, it's the action behind that that's really going to, you know, change things for you and your mindset. So I think what we have here, I say all that to say, I think what we have here is, I want to say, and I'm trying not to be biased, so I'm thinking, is the best thing that someone joining a home-based business for the first time could join, because you're going to get the type of mindset stuff that you should be working on. The action, you're going to have step-by-step strategies and things like that, a community of people that's actually helping you. Like all of this stuff I didn't have, you know, when I was younger and things like that. So you literally have the shortcut to whatever it is that you desire. And sometimes people might say those really, really big numbers, like say you like want to make 100 grand per month and you're serious about it, not just saying it. Like that doesn't even stop here with this company, because what I love about, you know, this community is not just about making money online with the online business, affiliate marketing. You go even further to the Financial Literacy Academy, and then you have other ways that you can make money faster, right? If you had the resources and the training to put up your own mobile homes, then that's going to get somebody, you know, quicker to 10K, 20K a month than it would be for somebody probably starting off in affiliate marketing. So it literally ultimately depends on you plugging into the right resources, and also you actually going out there, taking action each and every day. So I think that's a huge thing when it comes down to it. So
That's not good, Louie. So where are we streaming?
I saw it and I'm like, how do I keep my track? But at least we still live. We live, y'all. It's live, but are we recording? Does it record it?
If it's what the heck?
Yeah.
It says 6 viewers waiting.
I just went to my link. I was going to send it to somebody, and it's like, it's
6 viewers waiting.
Yeah, on Facebook.
It says waiting for Jim Hall.
Well, why is it doing this? It's supposed to.
It's all good. I don't know if it's recording. Do we continue?
Drinking my invisible drink.
No, I mean, I don't think it's doing anything is the worst thing.
It says live on custom live streaming service.
Yeah, but it's not. It gave me the thumbnail, but it didn't come up. It's not playing in YouTube. And I don't know why. Start sending us your video from your streaming software to go live. I am. It says live on my software. I wonder.
Is this from last week?
No, it's this video. It just has no feed.
No.
Copy streaming.
So
link.
when I go to our Zoom and I do that drop down where it says live on custom live
I
streaming
just tried
service,
that.
and I do copy streaming link,
It takes
it goes
you
to the
YouTube.
old
It goes to
video.
last week's. Yeah.
It's weird.
Maybe you're being censored.
Blocked by popular demand.
So we. Ay, Dios mío. This is from January 7th. Ah. Okay, technical difficulties, big time.
Yeah. Live on custom live streaming service. So who's the service you're going through for the streaming? Because maybe that's what we live at. Custom
Well-
live stream. Uh-oh. What is this thing doing? Is this it's off?
No,
Oh no, it's
we're-
on. I see it.
we're I turned it back on. Okay. So here's the thing is there's already a live stream in here from
Can't be.
from weeks ago. All right. So is there anybody on YouTube that can tell me if they've seen anything so far?
Well,
Right. Tell us if you see
Um,
something.
Copy streaming link and go over.
Okay, so what happened is it fed to the one that apparently never started last time. And it didn't go to the one I set up tonight.
It still says waiting for when
It's
I try to push
doing it,
play,
yeah.
waiting for who is Jim Hall, February
Yeah.
18th, 2021 at 7 p.m.
Okay.
Weird.
No, it's really not weird though. That's the bummer of it all. It's just poorly done. All right, we are now live on the page. If anybody is still here,
Right.
the good news is though, this should have started us from the beginning. So unless this has now gone into the
Not weird. Though.
other, yeah, there we are. Okay.
Bummer.
So we are live still. All right. So it'll be on the page at least for anybody that if we want to send it out and say we had a bad play. Whew.
That's good. I'm cool with that.
Okay. So
They
Kathleen,
just have to watch it later to get to,
Kathleen
Oh.
Magyar says you are live. Okay. So what happened is it went into the wrong live and I got the wrong copy to put on the page. So anybody that's watching it on YouTube has seen everything we've talked about so far. So we'll just continue on from here. A little unfocused.
little glitch. That's all.
All right. Where were we? Anybody know?
Yeah, I think I was talking and then I kind of just ended
Louis
it.
just completely distracted you.
Destroyed it.
I'm sorry, guys.
He was like, "Hey, Robin, you're talking to your staff because we're not live."
That was all just practice.
Well, at least we were live, so that's cool.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're live. So this happens, right? This is part of the learning. Will we make sales tonight? It's hard to say. You know, this is one of those nights that we'll chalk up to. We learned not to have two lives on there at the same time, and we'll continue on. That's why consistency is so important, right?
Yep, perseverance.
Perseverance, consistency, 10 years in the making.
Mhm.
And keep moving on. You know, you're going to have, I mean, I had an ad a while back that I was showing Louis the other day that got a whole bunch of clicks for 0 cents a click, a bunch of clicks, like 1,200 or something. And I had these ads lately. They're good, but they're just not as good. They're running 3 to 5 cents a like on my quotes. Now I'm just getting interaction. I'm not getting leads or anything, just interaction. But that's the way it goes sometimes. Sometimes you get a really good one, and sometimes you get one that you thought would have been really good and it just wasn't as good as you thought it should have been. So you just test and tweak and watch your numbers and stay doing it. And then, you know, and I've said this, I'm sure, a few times on here, even professional baseball players, trying to think of the name of one of the older guys, not Ty Cobb, but that same era. But anyways, a professional baseball player misses the ball 7 out of 10 times, strikes out, doesn't get a hit 7 out of 10 times, making millions of dollars a year. So, I mean, that's basically saying if you could get 3 sales out of 10 people that you talked to, you could make millions if you talk to enough people, right? And that's the big problem, is expectations again, right? If it takes 10, if you talk to 10 and you get 3, well, you need to talk to a bunch of 10s, right, to get more 3s. Or you do like you do in network marketing, right? All you need is 3. You just need 3. You don't ever have to make another sale ever again. Just you get 3 and you're good, right? Yeah. No, that's what we like. That's what we like about 80% commissions, because the more we do ourselves, the more we get paid. Now, it does show up pretty quick when we stop getting paid. Sort of, you know, I mean, it depends on how good you've built it up. I've switched gears a little bit and I'm still making a residual every month. Now, my residual wasn't so massive that I'm making this huge residual every month, but I'm making a residual, meaning I'm still getting paid for customers from this time last year, quite a few of them. So that times that I've really worked hard at it are still paying me today for working no hours, and I can work on another project at the same time. So that's another one of those things too, that people, you know, they say I made $10,000 this month. Yeah, but did you build your clients for the last year and not sell to them? And then finally you had your best month ever because you finally pushed something out there to sell? Of course you could have a way better month like that. And so could all of us, right? We could build a massive following and then finally push something out and claim that we made $10,000 in our first month by doing something like that. But the problem with that is you're setting others up for false expectations. Now, those people, especially, let's say you're in a network marketing company and you tell people, oh yeah, my first month I signed up 150 people. Well, I mean, not very many people are going to do that, you know? So if you've never done this and you sign up 1 or 2, that's going to be a lot more than a lot of people do. You know, I've seen a lot of people come in and they're like, hey, I made 2 sales this week. And I think, and they were excited, right? But I don't think they realized either how big that was for some of them coming in on this done for you system. Like, some people have done this for years and not made 2 sales in a week. Maybe like Robin, up until the last year or 2, not made 2 sales, period. I don't know how long it's been since she's actually been making sales. I just know it was a long time until she started making sales, you know? So,
yeah, it was, the 30-minute workday and everything really kind of escalated that. But I started learning strategies and stuff like that before coming into the HBA. And then what I really liked about the HBA is that I kind of started off with making sales with the previous affiliate company I was with, you know? So yeah, it was pretty cool. That's what I like about it. So people who have their own business, they can use this as a vehicle.
So you actually were in a company before this that you hadn't made sales with?
No, that I did. I was making sales. Okay. What HBA did gave me step-by-step on YouTube strategy. And what I liked about HBA is that it was step-by-step, like literally the shortcut. And the previous company just beat around the bush about stuff, didn't upsell you. And it's just kind of like, you know, do I really have the full formula or don't I, you know? And HBA was literally, I had my iPad, my computer. I was watching on the iPad. When they say do something, I did it. Went back, you know, pause it, did it, came back, played. Okay, cool. All right, I get it. Do this. Okay, went back, did this. Right. All right, what I got to do every day? I got to do this every day. Come back, do it. Like it's step by step. And the only reason why people fail in HBA, if they're failing, is because they're not taking action and they're not following the steps. That's, we can't guarantee, and this is not a guarantee that you're going to make money. I don't ever want to guarantee that, because obviously it depends on your action and things like that. And, but I believe that's a huge reason why a lot of people fail in this particular company, because it's like literally they did a great job with removing a ton of the obstacles to include helping you on your mindset and things like that. Like it's just, I love it. I've been in love with the company since Paul first introduced me to it. I don't know. I felt like, I was drawn to it. I don't even think I really knew exactly what it was, but I just felt like it was something I was looking for. It felt like the perfect time and everything. And I loved every step of the way. So, yeah.
So big belief. Big belief that you're pushing out there makes it a whole lot easier to make that sale, right? Because you don't back away. You're proud to say this is a great company that I believe in. And I think that's another big thing about a lot of other systems out there. A lot of not affiliate marketing, but a lot of MLMs, network marketing. You present it to your family or something and they're like, oh, you're not going to do one of them things, right? So, but that doesn't mean that thing doesn't work. That just means that now maybe you need to work it a little harder if it's something you're passionate about, right? And that's just another layer of expectations. I think that's a big thing too, that not enough people tell people is don't listen to some of the people that think you should have a job. I know I have a brother-in-law that says, well, if nobody had a job, the world wouldn't go around. Well, I mean, we're never going to get to the point where everybody quits their job, not to that extent. Go ahead, Louis.
Well, right. And I think back in the day, Dave Wood said the same thing there, about his housekeeper. It's like not everybody, wants to be the same thing or do the same thing. So not everybody's going to quit their day job. What I get upset about the argument about the job is that it doesn't work. It worked when the country was young and corporations were starting off and they were able to provide the people a job with a livable wage, that one income, with the nation's mindset that, should take one income to be able to live, right? So the one income worked. That person, they could buy a car, they could buy a home, and they could send their child to college and still be doing well. We only lived in that era for probably, right after World War II is when it really came into fruition. And it only lasted for literally about 20 years. The generation before Generation X, the people that were able to retire with pensions from companies, where the companies would actually take care of their employees, all right, gave that whole younger generation the saying, oh, this is what we need to do to be successful. This is what the American dream is. Well, if you just roll the clock a little bit past that, all of a sudden, like when I started off in the power industry, the CEO of the company, his pay was tied to the highest paid union worker, to like 12 times or 10 times his pay. Well, once they deregulated, they broke that bond, and now the CEO was making millions of dollars, and he was still behind all the other CEOs making millions of dollars from making decisions, and it just started tumbling. Look at Enron, where people worked their whole life doing what they thought was right for a corporation, and then they end up making bad decisions, making the people invest in them, and then they get pennies on the dollar. Bethlehem Steel, all these pension funds are going bankrupt, and it's a broke system. All right, and we're coming out of that mindset of that is the only, that's the only way to live the American dream, and it's only existed really for, like I said, about 20 years. You take this younger generation coming up, we've talked about it in our own circles, right? They've got 50, 60, 70,000, $100,000 in school debt. Now they got to get an apartment. They got to get transportation. All right. And then they're going to go work a job. And only about a third of college graduates, all right, you break those numbers down, only about a third of them are even going to go into a field that was remotely related to their 4 years, 6 years of college debt that they just got. All right. They're not living. Now they've got to pay that back. I throw out my son-in-law under the bus. He's paying that back for 20, 30 years and then trying to do everything else.
We're here now.
Huh?
There we are. Now we're there.
I was answering Jim, the other Jim from last week. No, that's today. Is that Jim from earlier? Okay, sorry.
All of a sudden, all of my YouTube started playing again.
Your stuff is I don't know.
So I mean, I hope it's making sense that what being an entrepreneur was just like when we homeschooled for 26 years. All of our kids, we've had 6 kids, we've homeschooled them. It's not a popular choice. You get labeled, oh, you're sheltering kids, you're doing this, and then it turns out that no, everybody wants our kids for jobs because they're so disciplined and getting their stuff done. Entrepreneurs have a different drive, they're intuitive, they're innovative, they want things to improve things all the time. And it's just sad that society makes it sound like if you don't work a job, you're not as good, and school doesn't encourage kids to, promote themselves, learn a skill. And that's what they should be doing. They should be promoting them and helping them along that way. But so we're finding them,
and,
we're finding them, there's movies and stuff where like the people, just, are coming out from all over the place. And it takes stuff like the pandemic. It took things like restructuring and people losing their jobs to realize, you know what, after you get past the, what did I do wrong? And I'm not there. You pass all of that stuff and you get into, what do I want to do? And I'm talking over the last 20 some odd years. You go knocking on the door of somebody with an opportunity and they say no, this really means no, not now. But you rip the carpet out from underneath them and you go knock on that door, they're going to remember you, especially if you're still doing what you were setting out to do. If you only tried it for a couple months and then walked away from it, you might hurt them because they're going to be like, well, that didn't work for him, so I got to go find the next job. Anyway, right. I hope I didn't digress. I hope it made sense to somebody that being an entrepreneur, takes work. It can be a get, depending on what your level of rich is, but it can be a get rich in a lot of ways. If rich means having more time with your family and not focusing on the money, then yes, it's a get rich quick because you're going to have more time with your family. If that's where you judge your richness as. If it's financially, it may come. It will come with time. It's not overnight, like unfortunately all the glossy ads and the mass majority. I crack those people up to the same thing as the ones calling you every day, telling you that your warranty on your car is overdue and they'll help you. They don't have your best interest at heart. again, I hope that you're here because you want to be with like-minded people and grow a business, and we can help you do that. I hope I didn't steal anybody's thunder. I'll stop here at that.
You're all good, Louis. One thing that you brought up in my mind was, again, about expectations, is how much has expectations changed? Because, that time frame you're talking about, children worked on the farm, or children worked with mom and dad, or so they already had a job kind of in play, and now that doesn't happen nearly as much as it used to happen. And then also, like my daughter's pretty fortunate that she got a degree in something that she's actually using it for. She's a teacher, and she's making decent money for a 24-year-old kid. She's making $46,000 a year, but she wants to buy a $250,000 house. And I'm like, you're only 24. 24-year-olds don't buy $250,000 houses. I guess you can, but why get yourself in such a situation? Especially, she doesn't even want to have kids. She's a teacher. Why would you want to have kids if you have kids all day? So I know that's not usually the way it goes, but so she doesn't need a big house, right? So why get there? And back then too, you didn't have mom and dad both had a car because they have a job, so that's one of the things I think a lot of people are missing in today's society is, how much would it take to quit the second job to bring mom home or bring dad home, whichever it is. It's a lot different world. It doesn't have to be mom or dad in particular that comes home from working, but
hey, I've done people's taxes. I've helped them out and done that for years. And there's a few of the clients that I've had that the second person, although making $50,000-$60,000 a year, when all said and done, after their tax liability on that, all right, if I only put in one income in and showed them how much taxes they would get, how much they would get back from that one income versus the spouse going out and working, all right, the second one was working virtually for nothing.
Right.
I mean, it was like $10,000 a year. All right.
And if you figure,
that was after, they work in a very good job, but after the two, because it put them up in such a high tax bracket, that's what they were losing in taxes between the two of them, was so much of their money that it worked out that they were only making about $10,000 extra from the other person working. So other than saying, well, I enjoy working, I enjoy what I'm
right,
doing.
other than being job optional, which is
right. I want to do that. So okay, that you can't change that, but people need to look at that big picture if they're not happy. And there have been a few that fit that boat, that they're just working for nothing, and
right.
There's nothing,
I mean, especially when you add in another car and another gas expense and eating out every day for lunch, where they could have been at home eating, lunch at home, and they could have, time involved in
the extra clothing, it's the extra car, it's the extra insurance on the car, it's all the extras that are niceties. They're niceties, but they all have an expense with them that that you're trading the few years you have on this earth for. And that's what people are sleeping and not looking at that bigger picture. And sometimes it takes getting let go, or seeing a coworker let go, or 4 or 5 people retire at 65 years old, and unfortunately succumbing
to. If you got another call, I need to go. You good?
There's some kind of issue, and then they don't, then they're contemplating their whole life at that age when, they could have had a lot more, a lot sooner. I mean, a lot more by enjoying life and their kids more than the job. I know Robin said she had to go.
Yeah. Let's
Oh, I was typing my goodbyes.
before you go, next week what I want to talk about is paid versus unpaid advertising. So so that'll be on the call for next week. And I do want to remind everybody, go on back to the website. I mean, go on back to the, down below. And this is how you can get started with us. You can find out everything we have in there. We didn't really cover anything, but as far as inside the business, but usually we do. It's a great place to be. There's a lot of great like-minded people. Robin, have a good night. Anything you want to say
Alrighty.
before you go?
I'm good. Thanks for watching. Alrighty. See ya.
See you, Robin. We are still live. Let me check and see if there's any questions. Louis, you got anything else you really want to add pertinent before we sign off?
I think I kind of overdid it. So I'm going to.
No, I think you did good. I'll check the YouTube stream. Kathleen, anything you have questions on? Anything we could help you with? I'm pretty sure I know your name from already being in the company, but if you have some questions and you need to see something inside of the system or something, let us know. And that goes for anybody that's here. If you want to put in a chat down below and we can answer it either now, or if it's, if you're here and we're not live, we'll answer it between now and next week or on next week's live. Again, next week is going to be about paid traffic versus unpaid traffic or free traffic, whichever way you want to look at that. And I think I kind of wanted to add it tonight a little bit, because I think it has a lot to do with expectations too, because a lot of people think they can come in and do free ads and make a lot of money. But it takes a whole different skill set. It takes a whole lot more work. So I think it changes your expectations quite a bit if you come in with that mentality. On the versus side, it's challenging for some people to put out the kind of money that it takes to do paid advertising when they don't have a good mindset or don't believe this can actually work. So I think there's both sides to that, and we want to talk about that pretty extensively next week. So let me check things over again one time, see if anybody's made any comments. I don't see any there. All right, so we're going to end it here tonight. You're welcome to use this page in your marketing. All you got to do is put your HBA affiliate code down in the bottom and press the button, and it'll make a duplicate page. And you're welcome to use this odd live that we did tonight. All right, everybody have a good night.